Now that you've put your episode together, you're ready to export. Here are the steps on how to export from Audacity. For the menu, select File, Export, Export as MP3. Create a name for your episode and a location on your computer to export it to. For the bitrate mode, select Constant. For quality, I usually prefer 192 kilobits per second. If your audio is over an hour long or contains very little music or sound effects, you might consider a lower setting like 128 kilobits per second or even as low as 96 kilobits per second. The trade-off with lower quality is that the file sizes are much lower. This means it's faster for your listeners to download or stream. This could also potentially affect your hosting costs. More on this later. Also, Apple has set a limit of 150 megabytes for all files downloaded over a cellular connection. Since the Apple Podcast app accounts for the majority of podcast consumption, I would definitely make sure that your exported files stay within this limit. For channel mode, I usually prefer stereo. Again, if you're looking to lower your file size, you can select Forced Export to Mono, which will essentially cut the file size in half. A stereo file is basically two mono files, right and left channels, stitched together. If you have very little music or sound effects and haven't made any adjustments with panning, which is shifting the audio further to one speaker over the other, then a mono file should sound pretty much the same. FYI, the popular podcast WTF with Mark Maron uses 96 kilobits per second and mono for their episodes. Click Save. You'll see a message that says your tracks will be mixed down and exported as one stereo file. Click OK. You'll see a pop-up window for Edit Metadata Tags. This is information used for searching and cataloging files. Most of these options were created with music in mind, but it's still a good idea to fill it out. If there is any information already in the fields, click Clear. For artist name, put your name as the host. For track title, put your episode title. For album title, put the name of your podcast. For track number, put your episode number if you want to. For year, type in the current year. For genre, put podcast. For comments, this might be a good spot for a one-sentence description. You'll have another place to write a longer description with your podcast host. If you want, you can save the information you typed as a template so there are less items to type for the next episode. Click OK. You'll see a window for your episode exporting. This usually won't take very long.